afternoon everyone. Today's topic is bacteriology of water, milk, food and air. Why there is a need for water surveillance? To know the water is fit for consumption or to rule out the waterborne infections. There are waterborne pathogens caused by the bacterial, viral, protozoal, helminthic and helminths transmitted through the aquatic host. Bacteria which is responsible for waterborne infection like Vibrio cholerae, Salmonella typhi, Paratyphi A, B, C, Shigella species, Yersinia, Campylobacter jejuni and diarrheogenic E. coli. Viral causes like hepatitis A, E virus, poliovirus, rotavirus. Protozoal infection, Entomoeba histolytica, Giardia lamblia, Balanitidium coli and Cryptosporidium isospora. Helminths responsible for waterborne infection like Ascaris lumbricoid, Enterobius vermicularis and Trichuris trichura. And helminths transmitted through the aquatic host like Dracunculus medinense, Diphalopothrium latum and Schistosomes. These are the pathogens which are responsible for waterborne infection. Now, when to do? There is an outbreak, there is a dialysis unit and routine basis. What are the criteria for indicator organism? Present in feces in abundant number. Second should be a member of the intestinal microflora of humans. Longer survival time and should have some direct relationship to the degree of fecal pollution. Indicator organisms. Fecal, thermotolerant E. coli. It confirms the recent fecal contamination of water. It is a most sensitive indicator. Fecal Escherichia coli, thermotolerant E. coli. It confirms the recent infection. Other indicators like coliform other than the fecal E. coli, fecal streptococci, Clostridium perfringens, Pseudomonas aeruginosa and bacteriophage. Indicator organism of fecal pollution of water. If there is a coliform other than the E. coli, interpretation will be remote contamination, either fecal or soil and vegetation. If there is a fecal Escherichia coli, thermotolerant, it confirms the recent infection. Fecal contamination of water, it is a most sensitive indicator. Fecal streptococci confirms again remote fecal pollution. Clostridium perfringens, remote contamination. Pseudomonas aeruginosa, least reliable indicator, useful in hospital and food establishment. Bacteriophage, phage specific for E. coli, indicate fecal pollution of water, indirectly indicates the viral pollution. These are the indicators. Now, how will you analyze? The standard tests usually employed for the bacteriological analysis of water are presumptive coliform count or multiple tube method. Second is a differential coliform count, Ekman test. And third one is a membrane filtration method. First, we will take a multiple tube method. It is used for the estimation of the presumptive coliform count expressed as the most probable number MPN of coliform organism in 100 ml of water. Medium we use is McConkey purple broth. It is double strength and single strength. In bottles or tubes, it's a standard medium of choice. Durham's tube is also used to detect the gas production. And Bromocassel purple is used as an indicator. Now procedure. Measured amount of water samples are added to the tubes containing McConkey purple broth by sterile graduated pipette as under. Take a 50 ml of water to 1 bottle of 50 ml double strength medium and then take a 10 ml of water each to 5 tubes of 10 ml double strength medium and 1 ml water each to 5 tubes of 5 ml single strength medium. Now how will you interpret result? Inoculated tubes are incubated at 37 degrees Celsius for 48 hours. Then positive test is indicated by a color changes in the medium to yellow from purple due to the lactose fermentation. Broth we use is a McConkey purple broth which is routinely normal in purple color. If there is a organism is present, it ferment the lactose, then it will convert into yellow color and gas collected in the Durham's tube. And then the interpretation of presumptive coliform count is as follows. Presumptive coliform count, most probable number MPN. An estimate of coliform count per 100 ml is calculated from the tube showing the acid and gas production using the McCarty's probability table. Quality of water supply is determined by the presumptive coliform count. The most probable number 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 to 9 and more than 10 per 100 ml. 0 means excellent quality of water. 1 to 3 count MPN, that means it is a satisfactory. If there is a 4 to 9, then it is an intermediate or suspicious, and it is 10 or more than 10, that means quality of water is unsatisfactory. This is the how will you interpret. Detection of coliform bacteria does not always indicate the fecal contamination, as some of them may be found in the environment also. Hence, it is further tested by differential coliform count to detect the fecal E. coli. This is a table. Previously I mentioned McCarty's table. First column there is a 1 tube of 50 ml. Second column it is mentioned 5 tube of 10 ml each. Third column also mentioned 5 tube of 1 ml each. And last one is a MPN, most probable number per 100 ml. If there is a 50 ml tube comes positive, we will mention as a 1, or other it is negative, we mention it is a 0. In the 5 tubes of 10 ml each, if 1, 2, 3, how many tubes come positive, we will write down that number. And again in the third column same, which 1 ml tube is coming positive, we will note down the number either 1, 2, 0, 3, and according to that we count the most probable number. This is the how it interpret. Last you can see if there is a more than 180 most probable number per 100 ml, it is a unsatisfactory. In this case, all tubes are come positive. That means most probable number is more than 180. Previously, I already told you, excellent means coliform counts per 100 ml 0, and E. coli count per 100 ml also 0. Satisfactory water in which coliform counts per 100 ml 1 to 3, and E. coli count it is should be 0. Coliform count 4 to 9 means suspicious or intermediate, but E. coli count per 100 ml must be 0. And it is, and coliform counts more than 10 or equal to 10, it's unsatisfactory, and E. coli count even 1 or more, it is unsatisfactory. So this is the how you will interpret. Second test, Ekman test, differential coliform count test, done to confirm that the coliform bacilli detected in the presumptive test are fecal E. coli. This is done by subculturing these positive tubes on the lactose fermenting medium, such as the brilliant green bile broth, for detection of lactose fermentation with production of acid and gas at 44 degrees Celsius. Temperature is 44. Demonstrating the positive indole test at 44, that means it is a thermotolerant E. coli and it is a fecal E. coli. Now fecal streptococci detection. When presumptive coliforms are present but fecal E. coli are absent, detection of fecal streptococci would confirm the fecal origin of coliform bacilli. Subculture are made from the positive tubes containing 5 ml of glucose azide broth and incubated at 45 degrees Celsius for 48 hours. Presence of acid indicate there is a fecal streptococci. Further confirmation can be done by plating onto the bile esculent azide agar. Black colony will see. Now how will you identify Clostridium perfringens? By first heating the water sample, which kills the all vegetative bacteria retaining the spores. Then perform the multiple tube method by subculturing it in differential reinforced Clostridium medium. Detection of specific enzyme for the detection and confirmation of coliform bacilli and fecal E. coli is rapid and novel method described recently. Beta-galactosidase, it is a coliform bacilli specific enzyme. Remember it. And beta-glucuronidase is a fecal E. coli specific enzyme. Third method for quality analysis, membrane filtration method. Major volume of the water sample is filtered through the membrane of pore size small enough to retain the indicator bacteria to be counted on its surface. Then membrane is then placed on a suitable selective indicator medium and incubated. Indicator bacteria grow into the colonies on its upper surface. Now, bacteriology of milk. Types of bacteria first present in the milk are acid-forming bacteria, Streptococcus lactis and Streptococcus fecalis lactobacilli. Alkali forming bacteria is Alkali genus Species and Achromobacter. Gas forming bacteria coliform commonest, Clostridium perfringens and Clostridium butyricum. Some proteolytic bacteria like spore bearing aerobes like Bacillus subtilis, Bacillus cereus, Proteus vulgaris, Staphylococcus, etc. Inert bacteria, there is no visible change in the milk. Human milk, breast milk contain a small number of Staphylococcus epidermidis, Staphylococcus aureus, etc. Now, milk-borne disease. Mostly tuberculosis, brucellosis, streptococcal and staphylococcal infections, salmonellosis and Q fever, diphtheria. These all are the milk-borne disease, and all this destroyed by the adequate pasteurization. Now, method for bacteriological examination of milk. Test for coliform bacillia, same as the done for the water analysis. Second one is a methylene blue reduction test. It is a simple substitute for the viable count. If there is a reduction of methylene blue, if by bacteria in the milk, rate of reduction is equal to degree of bacterial contamination. Raw milk safe if no reduction in 30 minutes. This is the methylene blue reduction test. Second test is resazurin test. It is a diresazurin blue to pink color change done for 10 minutes. If there is a bacteria is present. Phosphatase test. Phosphatase enzyme deactivated if proper pasteurization of milk is done. Turbidity test. If sterilized properly, all heat coagulable proteins precipitated. If ammonium sulfate then added, filtered, boiled for 5 minutes, there is no turbidity. Distinguish between the pasteurization and the sterilization. So these are the tests for examination of milk. Examination of specific pathogen, tuberculous bacillus, milk 3000 rotation per minute for 30 minutes rotating, sediment inject into the guinea pigs and observe the animals for 3 months. Even culture can also be done. Second, brucella. Inoculate a cream on serum dextrose agar or a centrifuge deposit and then intramuscularly injected into the guinea pigs. Animal sacrifice after 6 weeks and test for the antibodies and take a spleen also and inoculated in culture media. Then see for the organism. Why microbiological analysis of food? Now, what is the importance of food? Why to do analysis of food? One of the most important reasons for analyzing food to ensure that they are safe. This is that result from contaminated food are two types: foodborne intoxication and foodborne infection. There are methods for microbial analysis: quantitative analysis and qualitative analysis. Quantitative analysis by aerobic plate count method, yeast and mold count, total coliform count. And qualitative analysis by detection of the coliform count, E. coli, Salmonella, Staphylococcus aureus, Clostridium perfringens, Listeria monocytogenes. These all organisms are responsible for foodborne infection or food can cause a foodborne intoxication. First, we will take a quantitative analysis, aerobic plate count. This method is applicable to the enumeration of a viable aerobic bacteria, psychrophilic, mesophilic and thermophilic bacteria in foods. Figure shows the growth of bacteria on plate count agar. The significance of this aerobic plate count, however, varies markedly according to the type of food product and the processing it has received. Procedure: take a mix 10 gram of sample into 90 ml of maximum recovery diluent. Then prepare a serial dilution of 10 raised to minus 1, 10 raised to minus 2, 10 raised to minus 3, like this. Then inoculate 1 ml of each dilution into this agar plate. Incubate at 30 degrees Celsius for 72 hours. And then see the result. This is the method of aerobic plate count. Second method, yeast and mold count. How will you count? This method is applicable to the enumeration of the viable yeast and mold in the food ingredients. It may also be used to confirm the viability of apparent yeast and mold material scrapped from food, plant equipment and the manufacturing environment. Both yeast and mold cause various degree of deterioration and decomposition of foods. Molds such as Aspergillus, Rhizopus, Penicillium are responsible for the spoilage of cured meats. Some molds in the right condition produce a mycotoxin. Aspergillus flavus, Aspergillus parasiticus are two most important as a potential foodborne pathogens. Now procedure. Mix 10 gram sample into 90 ml maximum recovery diluent. Same like aerobic plate culture. Prepare serial dilution 10 raised to minus 1, 10 raised to minus 2 like this. Then inoculate 1 ml of each dilution into chloramphenicol yeast extract agar CYGA and incubate at 25 degrees Celsius for 3 to 5 days. Third method, quantity analysis by total coliform count. These bacteria are commonly used bacterial indicator of sanitary quality of foods and water. They are defined as a rod-shaped gram-negative rods, non-spore-forming, motile or non-motile bacteria which can ferment the lactose with the production of acid and gas when incubated at 35 to 37 degrees Celsius. Procedure. Mix 10 gram of sample into 90 ml maximum recovery diluent. Prepare a serial dilution and inoculate 1 ml of each dilution into the BRBL agar. This is a crystal violet neutral red bile lactose agar. Incubate at 37 degrees Celsius for 24 hours. To prevent the both ongoing transmission of disease and similar outbreaks in the future, strengthening of food safety policies and program, acquisition of epidemiological data for risk assessment of foodborne pathogens should be done. That's why food analysis is important. Air surveillance. Why CDC recommends targeted air surveillance? Investigation of any outbreak for research purpose, after reconstruction or newly constructed buildings, after fumigation. Fumigation itself is not routinely recommended. For short-term evaluation of a change in infection control practices. These are the indicators when you have to do air surveillance or bacteriological analysis of air. Evaluation of the quality of air in the OT. Some microbiological parameters, microbiological sampling method and particle count method. There is a method, particle count method. Airborne particle concentration in OT is measured by means of a laser light scattering instrument. It is a particle counter. And the particle count of an OT is considered acceptable only when it falls in the acceptable range according to the Environmental Standard System ISO 14644. Second method is a settle plate method. Take a petri dish containing an agar medium, known surface area left open for 30 minutes to 1 hour. Then plates are incubated at 37 degrees Celsius for 24 hours. Then colony count. Large bacteria carrying the dust particles settle onto the medium and read after 24 hours. Third method is a sleep sampler method. Most efficient and convenient method. In this picture you can see number of bacteria carrying particles suspended in a unit volume of air. Then air is sucked through the equipment at a rate of 1 cubic foot, 28.3 liter per minute for 10 minutes. Then directed on a plate containing culture media through the sleeve. The plate is rotated mechanically so as to allow the organism to spread out evenly on the medium. Non-microbiological parameters, it is important. Properties and recommendation. Air changes per hour in OT. It should be minimum 20 numbers of air changes per hour, out of which 4 should be fresh. Air velocity should be 25 to 35 feet per minute. It is checked by anemometer. Positive pressure. Difference in positive pressure between OT and adjoining area is required to prevent the outside air to enter into the OT. Positive pressure should be maintained in OT all the times, operational and non-operational hours. Minimum positive pressure is 2.5 Pascal is recommended. Temperature should be 21 plus or minus degrees Celsius. For ortho, 18 degrees Celsius plus or minus 2 degrees Celsius. Relative humidity is 20 to 60%, ideal is 55%. So these are the properties and recommendation for OT. Air handling in OT, there should be a dedicated air handling unit for each OT and should not be linked to air conditioning of any other area or OT. Window and split AC should never be used in OT as they are pure recirculating units and have pockets of microbial growth. Air is supplied to the terminal HEPA filters in the ceiling. The minimum size of the filtration area should extend 1 feet on each side of the OT table to cover the entire OT table and the surgical team. Validation of HEPA filter is done biannually by DOP, dispersed oil particulate test. Wall, floor and ceiling should be antiseptic or antistatic and made up of non-porous, smooth, seamless materials. Paint use should be a antibacterial, antifungal property. Occupancy should be maximum occupancy 5 to 8% at any time inside the OT is allowed. Now surface surveillance. Environmental surface sampling has been used to determine potential environmental reservoir of pathogen, survival of microorganism on the surfaces, the sources of the environmental contamination. Location. It is required for the high risk locations such as the operation theatre and ICU setting. Surface surveillance is very important. Site for sampling high touch areas. Indicators CDC recommend indicate for research as a part of an epidemiological investigation or during any outbreak investigation. Routine periodic surface surveillance is not recommended. Method. Moist and sterile swabs soaked in the sterile saline are used to take the samples from the high-risk area as mentioned above and then inoculated onto non-selective nutrient-rich agar like blood agar for the recovery of the aerobic bacteria. Reporting only pathogenic organism isolated should be reported. Newer techniques like such as luminometer expresses bacterial contamination as a CFU per ml and glow gel techniques are available which are easy to perform through expensive. This is